It counts as part of the 15. And if we do anything with the former, if former players are interacting with our players, it has to count as one of the scrimmages, which is fine with me. So I think I think it's a chance to be a really fun day. We're gonna model it after the Pro Bowl. I think they're gonna put some things out this week in terms of what we're doing. But I'd love to see some Husker greats, out there performing. I honestly suggested that they should get Sipple and some of you guys out there and in front of the crowd. I'm dead serious. I want to shoot a punt and see if Sipple can catch it. And then I'm going to go online and talk about what he did right afterwards, what he did wrong. So it'd be awesome. No, but I said we should have a media team. I really believe that we should have a media. You guys should get out there, and I'd love to see a couple of you guys do some stuff. And but I want to have like some skills competitions. We're gonna do some 7-on-7 like they do in the Pro Bowl. But I think it was really fun to get some of the old, some of the greats or some of the former players that want to be involved. And then I know we're trying to incorporate. As you guys know, I'm very passionate about women's 7-on-7 flag football. It's an emerging sport. It's going to be an Olympic sport. It's going to be an NCAA sport. I think it should be a high school sport in every state. I got 2 daughters that want it to be, so we put a camp on last year, and I think we're gonna host a women's 7-on-7 from some athletes, intramural athletes here versus I think Midland. Hopefully it's okay that I said that. Hopefully that's going through. If it's not, I apologize, but I think we're going to do that early. Then we'll have our portion, and then obviously the soccer games happening that day. Women's soccer is going to be playing over at Hibner, and then Coach Busboom Kelly is going to have her first match, right? Versus Kansas? Kansas, which is they made it this year, right? So which is a really good team. So. I think it has a chance to be a fun day. I know they're going to do some other things around it, I know everybody. I trust me. I walked in last night with a social for the scouts, and the waitress, bartender, young lady, she said, "Coach Rhule, I have an issue with you." I said, "All right, what is that?" She said, "No spring game." I need, I'm like, I know, I get it. So many things that we love are going to change moving forward, but I think this has a chance to be pretty cool, and I'd love to see, Jay Foreman out there. He's at practice every day. I want to see him do some drills, and I want to see our guys compete with some drills. And the last thing I think hit me when we watched the Pro Bowl, we see all of our players. The fans always see them with their, their helmets on. Football's such an impersonal game that way, and to take the helmets off and see their faces and see all that stuff, hopefully it'll be pretty cool. So we're gonna try to make it really good, and I think a bunch of teams across the country are gonna do it. We'll try to do ours better than not better than anybody else, the best that we can. And then if anything changes, if they change the rules or whatever, we're willing to adapt at any moment. But right now, I think this has a chance to be a pretty cool day.